They called for a boycott of churches because Dr. Terrence Campbell criticized the handling of the Natural Resource Fund is being condemned by the Alliance for Change. AFC leader Nigel Hughes said that Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo called Campbell a racist.
That was a dog whistle. And today, we have seen on social media several citizens calling for the boycott of Dr. Campbell's businesses. I don't believe that if you are as responsible as a person who is serving their fourth term as president and who reminded us just yesterday that he became president at 35 and now at 60 he's still president, that it is a responsible act to call a citizen out, a business person, as racist when there's absolutely no basis for doing so.
He said that the call for a boycott will provoke a reaction. The entire business community could see several calls for boycotts on other businesses. Mr. Terrence Campbell has stated that the Natural Resource Fund Board is a rubber stamp. He said that his efforts to be provided with the necessary justifications or withdrawals from the fund have been stymied. He asserted that the lack of transparency in the spending isn't in keeping with the provisions of the Natural Resources Fund Act because there is no information of how the funds withdrawn are being expended.
And therefore, where there has been a direct attack on the economic viability of a citizen who chose courageously to comment on the National Resource Fund, he didn't attack anybody. He spoke specifically about the Natural Resource Fund and how it was managed. And he specifically spoke about a politician and their opposing views at different times, which are convenient to them. He ends up being identified as a racist, and his business is now being the subject of a boycott.
Hughes said that this is an attack by Jagdeo, whom he described as a fourth-term president, against someone who hasn't found favor with him.
One doesn't need to go to the fact that he's African at this point. The fact that a businessman has criticized a politician, former president, still serving de facto fourth term, and that becomes a basis to describe that businessman as racist, being a dog whistle call, I condemn that.
He said that the disadvantaged position of black people is a matter of record.
The fact that people of African descent don't get the same opportunities as anybody else, that's a matter of record, that's a matter of data that can be established. So I am prepared to go as far to say that the president who picks a citizen who is a businessman, calls him a racist, knowing fully well that that's a dog whistle call to his supporters to boycott that business. And I saw this afternoon that Mr. Burke has published a page from Mr. Sanjay Puran calling for the boycott of Mr. Campbell's businesses.
The fallout will be horrendous, he said.